Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the channel, Google Ads Strategy Hub. If you're running a small business and you're running Google Ads, you've probably gotten that email or that phone call. Hi, this is so and so from Google, and I'm your new dedicated account rep. I'd love to help you by scheduling a call, and you can optimize your campaigns. Sounds great, right? A free call from Google, reaching out personally to you to help you succeed. It feels like you've won the lottery. You're actually talking to someone at Google, but stop right there. I'm here to tell you something that might actually sound a little controversial for most small business owners. Taking that phone call from Google is a waste of time, and I'm sorry to tell you this, but in a lot of cases, it can actually hurt your business to take their advice. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on Google Ads reps, who they are, what they really are after, what are their goals, and why you should probably just send their calls to voicemail. The myths of the Google rep. First of all, a lot of them don't even work for Google. So when you get that call, it is easy to imagine someone sitting at Google's headquarters in sunny Palo Alto in California with a magical dashboard that lets them peek into the algorithm and maybe sprinkle some secret sauce or some of their power onto your account. I've even had some clients that think that they don't want to spend less money in Google Ads because somehow Google or this person will penalize them for spending less. And that could not be further from the truth. The reality is not that your Google Ads rep does not have a secret button to make your ads perform better. What you're spending is probably not of a level that it's going to increase any changes at Google on behalf of your account. In fact, I have very, very rarely in my entire career ever worked with brands that have that much power. And I've worked with very, very well-known brands, and even they can't change what Google does. And the rep on the other side of that phone call, they don't have access to manipulate your account's performance directly or some key to performance that you wouldn't be able to make even better on your own. They see the exact same data that you see. They use the same tools that you use, maybe a back-end version of it, and they follow a very standardized playbook when they're talking to you. So who are they? Most of these reps who contact small businesses are not actually even direct to Google employees. They work for third-party contracting companies that handle Google's hires, and these hires handle the account management at scale for Google. They're typically very entry level. They're working in a call center environment. They're given a large portfolio of accounts to manage. Think about it like a boiler room. They're trained on Google's products, but not trained in the way that I'm trained on Google's products. They're trained by Google to get you to follow a specific set of recommendations. And this is where the core problem begins, which brings me to the next point. The goals from the Google rep are not your goals. This is the most important takeaway that you need from this video today. Your goal as a business owner is to get the highest possible return on your investment from your ads. You ultimately, when you're using Google Ads, want to acquire a new customer at the lowest possible cost to your business. You have a budget, and every dollar needs to be working harder for you. But what is Google's goal? Google's goal is to increase its revenue. They are a publicly traded company. Their primary objective is to get advertisers to spend more and more money on the platform. So a lot of times, the type of recommendations that you're going to find from the rep to your business are going to be around this conflict. Do you see the conflict? When a Google rep calls you, their performance is often tied by how many of the recommendations you can adopt. And guess what most of those recommendations are going to lead to? That's right, spending more of your money. A lot of times they're going to tell you increase your daily budget. This is the most common recommendation that you're going to get. They're going to tell you you're limited by budget and missing out on potential clicks. And while sometimes this is obviously true, it's a surefire way for them to hit their targets. They're also going to tell you to switch to broad match. I have 100 videos on this channel all talking about broad match. Well, not quite 100, but I will keep making as many broad match answers in video form that I possibly can. So the rep is going to tell you that to capture more traffic, you should apply broad match. But we've talked about this in previous videos. Yes, you could, but again, that comes with a cost benefit. So what this really does is it makes your ads show up for relevant searches, which burns through your budget incredibly fast. Again, if you're not doing it with the intent that we've talked about on previous videos. They're also going to tell you to enable auto applied recommendations. This is a big one. It's Google's setting that allows Google the platform, not the person, to make changes to your campaigns based on its suggestions. It's like giving Google, again, the software platform, a blank check to spend your money however they see. Never turn this on. Never, never turn this on. That would be a big X. Have you ever been on a call with a rep and felt that pressure? The thing is, you'll notice that if you do answer the calls, the reps are very friendly, but they're incredibly persistent. You can try to explain to them that your business is unique and that a certain suggestion didn't work the last time, but they'll keep pushing their script. It is frustrating, and sometimes you can't even make it off the call, and then you even will start to doubt your own instincts about your business. That is why having your own data is your best defense. Your data, your campaign, and in your business is essentially your biggest superpower. You cannot make smart decisions or push back against bad advice if you don't know your numbers. What Google tells you is happening and what's actually happening in your business can be two very different things. Google inside the platform and Google reps are going to talk to you about clicks, impressions, and click-through rates. And these are just vanity metrics. What you need to know is how many leads or sales did your ads generate? Do you have conversions set up properly? What was your cost per acquisition? How much did it cost you to get that one customer? What is your return on ad spend? For every dollar you put in, how many dollars are you getting back? These are the important metrics that you need to have in the back of your head. When you have this data, you're the one in control. When the rep says, oh, you should increase your budget by 20%, you can look at your numbers and say, my current cost per acquisition is at the maximum I can afford. If I increase my budget, my CPA, it's not going to be as profitable. No, thank you. So just keep this in mind if you are going to answer the call. Knowing your data is going to give you the confidence to be able to say no to these questions and these pressures as they come up. It shifts the power dynamic. You're no longer just taking orders from a Google rep or taking advice. You're the one making that strategic decision based on what's best for your bottom line, not Google's. You know your business better than any call center rep will ever know your business. I have to stress that. So what should you do? Well, the practical advice here, my honest recommendation for both small business owners is this: do not answer the phone. Let the email go to your archive. Let the call go to voicemail. That is what I do. Your time essentially is your most valuable asset. Spending 30 to 45 minutes on a call being sold on features and upsold won't get you the help that you need and is not a good use of your time. You're better off spending that time analyzing your own campaign data, talking to your own customers, working on your landing page. Now, are there exceptions? Absolutely. If you are a very large advertiser spending tens of thousands of dollars a month, you might get access actually to a higher tier of more experienced reps who can offer genuine strategic value. But for the vast majority of small businesses or people Googling and finding my YouTube channel, these medium, small-sized businesses in the world, the reps that you access to, I'm sorry to tell you, are following a script. They're not designed to increase your business value. They're designed to increase your ad spend. And if you decide to take that call, go into it with your guard up. Have your data ready. Treat it as an information gathering session, not as a strategy session for them. Listen to their suggestions. Say thank you. I'll look at that, and then go back to your own data and decide if it makes sense for your business. Look, here's the reality. I love Google. I'm not saying that all Google reps are bad. It can be an incredibly powerful tool if you're growing your business, but Google itself, the platform, and Google, the people, they need to control their bottom line, and it's something that you need to control as well. Do not let the allure of free help from a Google rep lead you to make decisions that hurt your profitability. Trust your gut. Trust your data, and remember that nobody is more interested in your success than you are. I hope you find that this video helped demystify the world of Google Ad reps and what they stand for. It's a topic that frustrates me so much and frustrates so many business owners, and I wanted to give you the real unfiltered truth here. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. I post new videos like this every single week for practical tips for small business owners who are trying to navigate this world of digital marketing and Google Ads. If you have a question or, hey, a horror story about a rep, feel free to drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. It helps get my video out to others like you who are interested or, frankly, just need to hear this information. Thank you so much for your time.